Some people inherit their family's military legacy through generations of service. I inherited mine through marriage, specifically through my mother's marriage to General Marcus Hammond, one of the Pentagon's most influential defense contractors. I'm Alexander Carter, and until last month, I was the lead developer of Project Guardian, a next-generation defense system that could change the face of modern warfare. At least that was the plan before my stepfather decided I wasn't worthy of my own creation. The military isn't a place for hobbyists, Alex, Marcus would say during our mandatory Sunday dinners, barely concealing his disdain. Real defense systems require real experience. What Marcus never understood was that while he was busy managing his network of traditional defense contractors, I was quietly revolutionizing the entire field of autonomous defense systems. My background in quantum computing and artificial intelligence gave me a perspective his old guard military mindset couldn't grasp. Project Guardian started as a small subcontract developing basic threat detection algorithms for perimeter security. But in my private lab, buried in the basement of our research facility, I was building something far more sophisticated. Your quarterly reports are pedestrian, Marcus announced during a project review, flipping through my carefully sanitized documentation. Basic threat detection, standard response protocols. This is entry-level work. Beside him, his Protector Colonel James Wilson smirked. James had been trying to get his hands on our contracts for years, convinced he could do better with his team at Apex Defense Solutions. Perhaps, I replied carefully, we should focus on delivering what was specifically requested. What I didn't mention was the quantum core I'd developed hidden behind layers of conventional code, or the neural network that could predict and respond to threats faster than any human operator. Some innovations are better kept quiet until they're ready to be revealed. My mother understood in her way. Marcus means well, she'd say after particularly tense family gatherings. He just wants the best for the country's defense. I know, Mom. Trust me, so do I. Everything changed during the annual Defense Innovation Summit. Marcus had gathered all his major contractors to review ongoing projects and redistribute resources as he saw fit. I knew something was wrong the moment I saw James Wilson's confident smile. Project Guardian needs stronger leadership, Marcus declared from the podium. After reviewing the current team's limited progress, I've decided to transfer primary development to Apex Defense Solutions. The room went quiet. Even in the defense industry, such a blatant display of nepotism was unusual. The existing code and infrastructure will be transferred immediately, Marcus continued. Alex, your team will assist in the transition before being reassigned to basic security protocols. You can't just, I started, but Marcus cut me off. I can, and I have. The decision is final. He smiled thinly. Perhaps this will teach you about the realities of military contracting. James didn't even try to hide his triumph as he approached me after the announcement. Don't worry, Alex. We'll take good care of your little project. Though we'll need to completely overhaul your amateur code, of course. I said nothing, thinking about the quantum core's activation protocols, about the neural network's deep learning patterns that only I fully understood, about the real Project Guardian, hidden beneath layers of seemingly basic code. Nothing to say. Marcus raised an eyebrow. I expected more protest from you. What's there to protest? I replied mildly, you've made your decision. Later that night, my mother called, upset about the contract transfer. This isn't right, Alex. Your work? It's fine, Mom, I interrupted gently. Everything's going exactly as it should. What do you mean? I smiled, thinking about the upcoming Pentagon demonstration James was so eagerly planning. Let's just say some systems are designed to recognize their true master. In exactly 3 weeks, when the Pentagon tested Project Guardian's capabilities, they would learn what real innovation looks like. And my amateur code would show them something that would change military defense forever. The history books would remember this moment, just not the way Marcus and James expected. The transition period was exactly what I expected. James Wilson's team swarmed through our facility, arrogantly fixing code they didn't understand, while Marcus supervised with smug satisfaction. Your documentation is a mess, James complained during a handover meeting. These subroutines, they're redundant, inefficient. I watched him delete entire blocks of what he thought was superfluous code that actually contained crucial quantum entanglement protocols. You're probably right, I said mildly. Lieutenant Sarah Torres, my former lead systems architect, caught my eye across the room. She'd been with me since Project Guardian's inception and was the only other person who understood what was really happening. Should we tell them about the quantum variance protocols? She whispered during a coffee break. Let them figure it out, I replied, watching James's team struggle with the basic interface. They're too busy improving everything to listen anyway. The next 2 weeks were a masterclass in technological arrogance. James's team getted what they thought was unnecessary, added their own improvements, and completely missed the quantum core hibernating beneath their conventional modifications. Marcus stopped by occasionally to oversee the transition. This is what real military development looks like, he declared, watching James's team replace my elegant quantum algorithms with brute force processing. Proper protocols, proper documentation. I received an unexpected visitor during this process, Admiral Helena Chen, the Pentagon's Director of Advanced Defense Systems. She found me in my nearly empty office, packing the last of my personal items. Interesting architecture you've built, she said without preamble. My quantum computing team spotted some unusual patterns in your base code. I kept my face neutral. The system has some unique features, like a quantum core disguised as conventional processing. Her eyes sparkled. Or a neural network that appears to be learning from its own quantum states. Finally, someone who understood. You've read the deeper code layers. Some of them, though I suspect there's more we haven't found yet. She paused. Your stepfather has no idea what he's giving away, does he? Neither does James. The Pentagon demonstration is in 6 days, she noted. They're planning to show off their improved version. I nodded. Should be interesting. She smiled slightly. I've arranged to personally oversee the testing protocols. I think we'll need proper quantum analysis equipment on hand. After she left, Sarah texted me. Wilson's team just tried to optimize the neural pathway algorithms. System accepted their changes but kept its original configuration, just like you designed it. The quantum core was doing exactly what it was supposed to do, appearing to accept conventional modifications while maintaining its true architecture. Like a digital immune system, it could recognize and preserve its essential functions regardless of surface changes. 3 days before the demonstration, James announced a complete overhaul of the threat response systems. We've streamlined everything, he boasted during the final project meeting. Removed all the amateur elements. Marcus nodded approvingly. This is what military-grade software looks like. The Pentagon will be impressed. I caught Sarah hiding a smile. She'd just run a deep system diagnostic. Every quantum protocol was still intact, every neural pathway still evolving. James's team had essentially built a conventional facade over a quantum revolution. That night, my mother called again. Alex Marcus is presenting Project Guardian to the Joint Chiefs next week. He's taking full credit for the improvements. Good, I said. Let him. But your work? Mom, remember when you taught me about patience? About waiting for the right moment? She was quiet for a moment. The system, it's not what they think it is it? No, I smiled. It's so much more. The day before the demonstration, Admiral Chen sent me a secure message. Quantum analysis equipment in place. This should be enlightening. James's team worked through the night, making last-minute adjustments to their improved version. Each change they made was like adding paint to a chameleon. The surface looked different, but the creature beneath remained unchanged, waiting for the right moment to reveal its true nature. Tomorrow, in front of the Joint Chiefs, the Pentagon's top scientists, and the military's most influential contractors, Project Guardian would show them all what real innovation looked like. And my amateur quantum core would redefine the future of national defense. The Pentagon's Advanced Defense Systems testing facility was designed to intimidate. 3 stories of reinforced concrete and ballistic glass, filled with the most sophisticated military technology in existence. Today, it would witness something unprecedented. Project Guardian represents the future of autonomous defense systems, James announced confidently to the assembled crowd of military brass and defense contractors. Marcus stood nearby, practically glowing with pride. I sat quietly in the back row between Admiral Chen and Lieutenant Torres, watching the quantum analysis displays on the Admiral's tablet. The real show was about to begin. We've completely overhauled the original system, James continued, replacing amateur code with military-grade architecture. Allow me to demonstrate. The first test was basic, a simulated drone attack on a protective facility. James' improved version responded exactly as a conventional system would, intercepting threats with standard protocols. Impressive, General Roberts commented, but hardly revolutionary. Ah, but watch this. James pressed a button, initiating their advanced threat scenario. We've added predictive response algorithms. That's when Project Guardian woke up. The quantum core, dormant until now, suddenly surged to life. Admiral Chen's instruments lit up with activity as the system began operating at its true capacity. What's happening? James frantically checked his controls as the display showed energy patterns he'd never seen before. These readings aren't possible. Actually, Admiral Chen stood up. They're exactly what we've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing the first true quantum defense system in history. On the main screen, Project Guardian was demonstrating capabilities that left the room stunned. It wasn't just predicting threats, it was anticipating them through quantum probability analysis. The neural network was processing information faster than any conventional system could comprehend. Quantum computing cores disguised as traditional processors, Admiral Chen explained. Neural networks that evolve through quantum states. This isn't just a defense system, it's a new paradigm in military technology. Marcus's face had gone pale. But we removed all the original code. No, I finally spoke up. You removed what you thought was the original code. The quantum core was designed to preserve itself, to appear to accept conventional modifications while maintaining its true architecture. James was still frantically trying to control the system. This is impossible. We rewrote everything. Did you? Lieutenant Torres pulled up the deep architecture displays. Or did you just add layers of conventional code over a quantum foundation you never even knew existed? The demonstration continued, showing capabilities that left even seasoned military officials speechless. Project Guardian could process multiple threat scenarios simultaneously through quantum superposition, adapt its strategies through quantum entanglement, and evolved its responses faster than any human operator could follow. This changes everything, General Roberts breathed. Our entire defense strategy will need to be completely reconsidered. Admiral Chen finished. Fortunately, we have the original architect right here. All eyes turned to me as I walked to the front of the room. Project Guardian was never meant to be just another defense system, I explained. It's a quantum-native platform that learns and evolves through the fundamental properties of reality itself. The aftermath was swift and decisive. By day's end, Project Guardian was classified as a strategic military asset, with a dedicated development facility and a budget that made James' previous contract look like pocket change. Marcus found me in the hallway afterward, looking like a man who'd aged 10 years in one day. You knew, he said quietly. You knew all along what you built. I tried to tell you, I replied, but you were too busy looking for proper protocols to see real innovation. James resigned from defense contracting a week later. His team's improvements were systematically removed, revealing the quantum architecture they'd never understood. Marcus took early retirement, though rumor had it the Pentagon had strongly suggested it. Admiral Chen now heads the Quantum Defense Initiative, with Lieutenant Torres leading the technical team. Project Guardian has become the foundation for a new generation of military systems, all built on the quantum principles I quietly developed while everyone mocked my amateur work. Last month, my mother visited the new facility. Marcus finally read your complete technical documentation, she said, watching the quantum core displays. He said it was beyond anything he could have imagined. I smiled. Better late than never. Today, Project Guardian protects more than just military assets. It's revolutionized everything from cybersecurity to disaster response. The quantum architecture we developed has applications far beyond defense, though many of them remain classified. Yesterday, I received a letter from the Secretary of Defense, the Presidential Medal of Technology. The ceremony is next month. Marcus and James were both invited, though I doubt they'll attend. The plaque in my new office reads, "Innovation comes not from authority, but from understanding." Below it sits my old access badge from the original facility, a reminder that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from the people others underestimate. And sometimes the best way to protect America is to let them underestimate you just long enough to show them what real innovation looks like.